Hey YouTube community, I want to point out this is the CTE servers and the connections are absolutely amazing because 300 pings, 200 pings everywhere. My god, is it hard to kill somebody. But these servers are absolutely dead unless there's new content, and of course there is right now. There's 5 new guns. A couple of them been waited for a long time, and the rest of them came out of nowhere as far as I'm concerned. First of all, the gun that everybody wanted to see forever, the AN-94. Now, for those of you that played Battlefield 3, you know the AN-94 is an absolute beast when handled right. In burst mode, it was so incredibly quick. There was kind of, I don't know if it was a glitch so much as it was just in the game where you could burst it at its absolute max speed, which is well over 1,000, and you could destroy people while being super accurate. Now, the burst is actually 1,800, which was ridiculous between the 2 rounds that it does fire, but you can't burst that faster than 600, which means it's awful slow. And the first and the second bullet are right behind each other, so they are extremely accurate. But being it's 24 damage now, not 25, if you point at somebody's head, you will not get a one-shot kill. It's just not the same. I kept constantly in burst mode hitting the fire rate limiter, and it got me killed, or nearly got me killed, quite a bit. It's just not the beast that it used to be, unfortunately, because I really wanted this thing to be amazing, and it's not quite there. It is, however, extremely accurate, which is great because it really needs to be, because it's just not going to compete with some of the other rifles, unfortunately, and I wanted this thing so bad for so long. Next up, we got the Grocer 4. I've never heard of this weapon before. It is untextured like everything but one of the new weapons in the CTE. It is a PDW, so it's only for the engineer class. I really like this one. It wasn't absolutely amazing or anything, it just worked really well with me. It came with a suppressor built into it, so you basically have to run it. But it does 26 damage up close, which is very good for a PDW, and it drops off to 15.4. Rate of fire 700, so it's a little bit slower, and the magazine size is kind of small. You only have that 21 max rounds, which is not the greatest. It's not the only gun that does that, of course. And the reload isn't the best. It's like 2.7 seconds if there's at least one left, and it drops all the way down to 3.4 if there's none. Not the best, but it worked really well for me at least. And it has very good hip fire, which I'm all about the hip fire. I use hip fire way too often, and I absolutely love this gun. It's not the best, but it works really well. Then we got its twin brother. We got the Grocer 1, which, yeah, this gun is actually a little bit unique as it has a fairly high damage of 30, but it does drop down to 16.7, so it's a little bit weak at range. But rate of fire is 800, definitely not bad. Normal magazine size. Reloads a little on the slower side, 2.6, and empty if it's 3.3. Not the best, but definitely not bad. One thing you will notice is the recoil is not very good. You're looking at a 0.57 up, which is mostly a 0.4 right, 0.4 left, and the first shot multiplier 2.1. So it does kick quite hard and pull straight up. Straight up is the easiest way to, fight against an unrecoil, but it's pretty brutal trying to use this weapon really well. But if you do get used to it and keep to closer quarters, you can do pretty damn good with this gun. I liked it only when the map really focused on those kind of battles, but it definitely isn't my favorite. I do like the high damage, but it's probably not something I would run with very often. Now next up, we got something fairly unique here. This is not for the recon class. This is a secondary of all things. It's a lever action rifle, which it's a little weird. It's not very strong, but it does let you have some distance on classes where you normally wouldn't have any. Typically at range, I would only get like a 35 assist with this, but it was all right. I mean, if you get a headshot, you can actually kill a good distance, but it's not overpowered at all. At first, I thought when I saw this, I'm like, what the hell? They're letting everybody be a silly little sniper off in the distance, but it doesn't really work that way. It's kind of weak. It is kind of unique though. That lever action is just different to play with in a Battlefield series, and its fire rate is crazy high because of it. It's like 520 rounds per minute, which is nice, very nice. The bullets don't do that much damage, but it does work quite well if you can get those headshots off. And I'm a terrible shot, so I don't get very many headshots off. And last and certainly least, we got the L86A2. It does AR-like damage, AR-like recoil. The damage is 24.5 and it drops off to 18. Fire rate 700, so not that quick. It's very accurate, really, but for whatever reasons, I cannot make this gun work. It might be just because everybody's connection is poor, but I got very few kills. I spent too much time on it, and nothing seemed to turn out my favorite ever. Just seemed like a pea shooter. I really did not like this. Again, it could be just the way the connection was working for me. If you enjoyed my video, would appreciate if you just hit that like button, and also don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button as well. If you like these videos, I have plenty more of them on my channel. I just uploaded my SA-58 OSW Battlefield Hardline weapon review. It's my first weapon review. I really do like this weapon.